Newcastle United have now returned from their USA tour as they prepare for their final 2 games of pre-season this weekend at St James's Park. And as we look forward to the start of the new season, a selection of new rules and regulations could prevent Jason Tindall from joining Eddie Howe on the sideline. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll also talk about tickets. Tickets has caused quite a bit of controversy and a lot of opinions from the Newcastle fan base this summer. And as of this morning, the ballot information has now been released for memberships, and it hasn't gone down particularly well. So we'll talk about that in this video as well, along with a little bit of transfer news to end the video. Welcome back to Toon Tuesdays, your weekly roundup of Newcastle United news, a series that I've been doing for a few years now, where we try and collate all of the week's news into one video. As I say, if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to go ahead and hit that button. Do not miss any future videos. We'll start off with the fact that Newcastle have now returned from their USA tour. Looked like a great trip. Very, very jealous of the players and everybody who did travel out there. Looked incredible, to be honest. Great football, great weather as well, and lots of fan interaction. Great to see the likes of Shay Given, Shola, Darren Eales, pretty much half of the Newcastle staff were out there having a few beers and enjoying the football with the team. So yeah, big up to that one, everyone who went. If you did go and you're watching this video, let me know your thoughts on it down below. But also, we played 3 matches out there, didn't we? Great to see no losses, 2 draws and a win. Funnily enough, the game we won against Brighton was the game I thought we possibly didn't play as well in, but sometimes, as is football, it doesn't always mean a good game equals a result. But we got 3 good results. In fact, we could have still won it. We were top of the league up until, I think, Friday evening, and then the few extra games got played and we didn't win it in the end. But I would actually say, not really the results, but some of the performances really caught my eye, especially from the likes of Gordon, who we really want to see have a good season for Newcastle. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but like a new signing, you know, how good Gordon's been, and you can put Anderson in that same category. Obviously played a bit of a bit part last season, but was still a good player. This pre-season has looked awesome, to put it lightly. So I'd love to see Anderson really feature that little bit more, and in a season where we want to have cup runs, Premier League games, Champions League games, you know, we're talking about bringing players in. Well, hang on, Gordon didn't really feature last season. Anderson's now coming in and hopefully going to be a big part, and you've even got the likes of Lewis Miley, who has really caught some attention from fans. Obviously still a very young lad. Eddie Howe has spoken about this guy in a little bit of depth as well, talking about the fact that he's been aware of how good he's been, but he's obviously been trying to be a little bit careful. We've seen Eddie Howe, you know, be careful with Bruno. But Bruno, you know, international footballer, still took his time putting him in the side. You can imagine for a youngster, you know, Eddie Howe's going to take even longer. But still, it's someone there who Eddie Howe has said is not going on loan. He will be part of the squad, and under the age of 21 anyway, doesn't even take up a place. So yeah, great to see some real individual performances. We'll add on, obviously Tonali was out there, looked great, especially in that first 45 minutes of the first game. We talk about Barnes coming in, getting a little bit of game time too. Miggy scoring a few goals for himself. So yeah, there was some real positives in there that we obviously want to take into this season. But heading into this season, could there be a bit of a change on the touchline? We've all got used to Mad Dog Jason Tindall working hand in hand with Eddie Howe. We had some of it was amazing, wasn't it? Loads of photos and videos of other teams taking the mick out of Newcastle, the Jason Tindall show, and then all of us lot jumped on it even more because it was funny and we enjoyed seeing that Jason Tindall's the man of the picture, really the man of the video, wants to be everywhere. It's great. It's funny, as soon as we started enjoying it, other teams stopped taking the mick out of it, but it wasn't. It was funny for me anyway. And yeah, but new rules coming out ahead of next season could stop the duo from working together on the touchline. It's all to do with the the technical area or the technical box, and who's allowed in there, and is the manager allowed, and who else is allowed, and they're basically trying to make it that only one person next season can be in that box. Sky Sports actually used us as an example as to why it's happening, and I just thought, why are you trying to stop Eddie Howe and Jason Tindall from working together in the technical area? It totally blows my mind, and the way that Sky Sports used that as the example, what, two blokes having a chat next to the pitch, is your example of why it should be stopped, is madness. The reason they're actually saying it is to try and cut down on the amount of, I guess, arguments between managers, conflict between staff. If the two technical areas have got 3, 4, 5 people in, it's a lot easier to shout at each other and maybe create more of a scene than it would be if it was just two managers. So why Sky Sports use the example of Jason Tindall and Eddie Howe having a chat when they could have used the many examples of managers actually having a go at each other, bloody celebrating in front of each other and everything else? They used that as an example. Totally blew my mind. But anyway, that's why they're saying it should happen. Honestly, they're saying they don't want to remove the passion from the game, but they want to remove some of that kind of... I really feel like there's bigger fish to fry than that. In fairness, I think if you really read into it, what it actually says is you're only allowed one person at the front of the technical area. You are still allowed in it as a secondary person. So it just means that Eddie Howe might need to take 2 steps back to talk to Tindall. How much are they going to police that? I honestly have no idea, but the punishments seem harsh. It's like, if you're spotted with more than one person in the technical area, it'll be a straight yellow card. Good God, let's maybe have a look at VAR. Let's have a look at something that might actually be deserved of a bit of time on. Having somebody sit down and create this rule seems absolutely mental. Why? There's a lot more going on in this game that needs to be sorted. Like the VAR and the cameras not working and the wrong decisions. Not whether there's an extra person in the technical area. So yeah, you can let me know your thoughts on that one down below. Very, very strange. But really, the big news coming out this morning is tickets at St James's Park, specifically memberships once again. We spoke about this a couple of weeks ago when memberships went on sale for Newcastle fans. So just to try and give a quick run through, you obviously have season ticket holders, which, by the way, they haven't said anything about new season tickets this season. So with literally less than 2 weeks before the first game, you would assume that no new season tickets will be going on sale this season. So if you had hoped to maybe try and enter the ballot for as little as there may have been, that doesn't look like there's going to be any. But after season ticket holders, you have membership holders. These people who pay a fee each season and basically puts them one step ahead in the queue of the general sale. So memberships went on sale at £37, up from £30. It came with a number of additional benefits, like I think it's percentage off your food and drink at Shearer's Bar, not on a match day, being able to attend, I think, 1 or 2 talk events, virtual events with Newcastle United. So there's a few things in there, but really the main thing is you get to be one step ahead at getting a ticket at St James's Park ahead of general sale. Now that brought on all of its own issues anyway, because they didn't announce how many would be available. So nobody knows how many memberships were actually bought. It's thought there was a lot, to put it lightly. Then bear in mind that when tickets go on sale, half of the stadium's already taken up with season tickets. Then you'll have some for membership, and they will hold some back for general sale. So you could, for example, 50,000 people bought memberships. They're probably only going to have 10,000 on sale for members. So you've paid 37 quid for a membership, but the chances are you could, in theory, if it's 1 in 5 chance. So maybe if the the fractions are right, the percentages are right, you would go, I guess, to 1 out of every 5 games if you were lucky. You could be very unlucky and only get 1 or 2 games in the whole season. So yeah, that wasn't great. People were hopeful really for some more figures of how many went on sale, how many tickets are available, to know whether it's worth buying rather than just paying your money in and then never getting a ticket. Anyway, they went on sale, people bought them. It wasn't great because if you already had a season ticket, you couldn't buy membership. So, for example, if you wanted to buy membership for your son or daughter or even a friend or family member, you couldn't buy one. So you'd have to set up a new account for them that they would have to buy. There was a lot going on, and it basically left Newcastle fans feeling quite disappointed. Well, I would say that doesn't compare to some of the thoughts from fans this morning. As I say, with just over a week, not long, maybe a little bit longer, a week and a half to go until the first game of the season, they are just announcing now the membership tickets going on sale as of tomorrow morning for our game against Aston Villa. They go on sale at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and the ballot, that's right, it's a ballot. You don't just log on and buy it. You go in, put your name in the hat, and you'll be told if you got a ticket or not. Already that isn't great, because you have to now wait an extra 2 days before you find out. So really you'll find out a week before the game. And with this ballot, it's any ticket. It could be a ticket in the 40-ish, £45-ish bracket, or it could be in the £70+ bracket, and you don't get a choice in that. You're just put in a ballot. You are just either given a ticket or you're not. For someone who, as I mentioned earlier, maybe did go through the rigmarole of setting up a supporter for them, for their son, for their daughter, for their wife, for their friend, whoever, and all of a sudden they get the £75 ticket, that is a hell of a lot of money. And for certain people who can only afford to get the £35, the £40 ticket, who are trying to get to a game, they can't afford that £75 ticket. I think it should have been possible to do categorised ballots, not just a ballot, where you just get a ticket and go, actually, I can't go. It's hard enough to get tickets, never mind to get one and then not afford the ticket. So that has caused a real stir. People are unhappy, and I can see why, to be honest. And this is not it is. The Newcastle owners have been great. Let's be honest. They've nailed so much in this time they've been in. But in terms of tickets and communication on this front, has been disappointing for a lot of people. I think, as I say, especially, if you're a single guy going to the game and you just want to get a ticket, but if for someone, especially with a few extra things, like what about for a friend, or you have to apply as friends and family, so you have to apply together. You either get them all together or you get none, which I guess is a good thing if you either want to make sure you sit with a friend, but obviously at least for a time we thought you could end up going in for it and being sat all over the stadium. They don't say that's the case, but yeah, the idea that it could be this much or that much from either end of the scale, £30 difference, if that's across 2 or 3 people in the family, that's gone from difference between £120 to £210. £90 difference for 3 people. That's a big jump on a match day. And to add to that, if you're travelling from slightly further afield, you've got your ticket, you've agreed to pay it. Hang on, I've got a week to organise the trains, the hotels, where I'm staying, what I'm doing, and the price of them's already gone through the roof as well, because it's taken so long to get it out. The hope is that if Newcastle can change it to a category-based ballot, which I'm sure they can do for the next one, and announce the tickets further than a week in advance, then that could remove those issues. But you let me know your thoughts down below. As I say, a lot of unhappy people online at the moment. I can understand why. It's something that is stressful, because I do it myself when I'm trying to get tickets, away tickets, this ticket, that ticket. You want to be sorted. You want your tickets sorted, you want your travel sorted, and to have to wait around can be tough. So let me know your thoughts on that one down below. And I will finish off with a bit of transfer news as well. Generally speaking, we've gone out, we've done some deals. Tonali's in, Barnes is in. What's really been going on is players leaving. We've seen Jamal Lewis head out on loan to Watford. We've seen Darlow head out to Leeds for a fee of $400,000, which I think for me was a little bit lower than I would have liked, but it's a player that we didn't need. Could you still say we've got too many goalies at the moment? And obviously we saw Maxi officially confirmed as a player out in Saudi Arabia over the weekend as well. And lots of goodbyes from the players, although Joe Willock posted quite an emotional one. Maxi himself posted a huge comment on his leaving. That was followed by a few videos from a few different players as well. So yeah, wish them all the best of luck. But we now want to try and add to Tonali and Barnes. And I think the big one that's still being linked is Livramento from Southampton. Now, this actually grows a little bit because Ashby is heavily linked to going out to Swansea on loan. Southampton, so that would be one less right back for us. Southampton, who are obviously we are looking to buy Livramento from, are heavily linked to Max Aarons from Norwich. Does that sound like a replacement for Livramento? I think so. Which would potentially leave Livramento available to join Newcastle United. It's said that talks are still ongoing with this guy. The trouble is, however, they originally rejected £30 million and still want more. And I guess the question mark is how much do Newcastle want this guy? We saw in the pre-seasons in the USA that maybe we did lose look a little bit slow at times against Chelsea. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not just because Botman isn't the quickest, and Botman is fairly quick to be fair for a big lad. I'm not going to put Lascelles in ahead of Botman because Lascelles can run the 100 metres faster than Botman. You know what I mean? So take it with a pinch of salt, but generally speaking, a bit of pace at the back can be helpful. I think a Livramento who can play left or right and is a little bit more pacey could be good for us. And it's not necessarily even pace. I think he brings probably what Ashby, Manquillo and Kraft don't bring, which is a lot more, I'll just say just generally a better talented player. And I think he has had, a full season under his belt at Southampton, or a couple of, more Premier League experience than maybe some of our guys on the bench have. And when we're going out to Champions League football, have a youngster like him learning behind Trippier could be a good one. I actually wanted Ashby to be that person. It seems that he isn't actually ready for that yet, which is a disappointment. So we'll have to wait and hear on Livramento on what happened next. But as I say, we still have a fair while to go. It's just hit the start of August. We have a month left of the window for Eddie Howe, Dan Ashworth, in fairness, to get back from America. It's been a bit quiet. They've been out there drinking the beers and having a good time. Let's get back in the office, lads, and see if we can sort out a few new signings. So you let me know your thoughts on the Livramento one down below, as well as everything else discussed in this video today. As I mentioned, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Been talking for a fair while today, quite a long Toon Tuesday, so I hope you have enjoyed it. Obviously, disappointment with some of the ticket and stuff, but I'm hopeful that there are some changes that can be made going forward to really get this right, and the Newcastle Trust are on it. At the time of recording, they've actually said that they're going to release a statement on this, so maybe go and check that down in the description. I'll leave a link to see if they've given any further information. But you can understand the disappointment, and it is a shame because, especially on the lead up to a new season where everyone's excited, transfers, new shirts, USA tours, and then we're going, well, hang on, are they going to put any of these tickets on? Because that's the thing, general sale, that's not even been announced yet. So from Friday, the memberships will be on sale. When are the general sale? That's going to be literally under a week before the first game, and there'll be a section of tickets that still haven't even been allocated yet. So, yes, fun and games in the world of Newcastle tickets as always. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Drop a like, subscribe, enjoy your night, and I'll catch you later.